All across America this year, longtime office holders and insiders have fallen under a wave of public disaffection with those holding power. All across America this year, incumbents are struggling to survive a call to throw the rascals out, as surveys suggest that voters feel their own representatives are not worthy of re-election, a record low rating for incumbents. And yet, across America this year, no less than 5 ex-governors, years, even decades away from the state house they once occupied, have won their party's nomination to win back their old jobs. Maryland Republican Bob Ehrlich lost 4 years ago. Georgia Democrat Roy Barnes is seeking the office he lost 8 years ago. Oregon Democrat John Kitzhaber stepped down 8 years ago. Iowa Republican Terry Branstad retired 12 years ago. And California Democrat Jerry Brown, he was last governor 28 years ago. When F. Scott Fitzgerald said there are no second acts in American life, he surely wasn't contemplating this mass political resurrection. So we asked ourselves, how to view all this gubernatorial deja vu? Here in Boone, Iowa, Terry Branstad is pressing the flesh, working the crowd. More than a decade after he left the governor's office he held for 16 years, he wants the job again. And the question is, why? In the years when you were out of office, was there a part of you that said, no, that's the center of the universe for me, making a difference, being where the action is? And that was not part of...
Well, I loved what I was doing, but being governor is a bigger job with bigger challenges. I've got proven results. I've done it before. I know I can do it again.
Governor Branstad proved before that he can fix it.
And there is one clue to the reemergence of these X's and why Branstad has opened up a significant lead over the incumbent Democratic governor, Chet Culver. The very discontent with those now in office makes those who were then in office a reminder of better times. Ann Selzer is a prominent Iowa-based pollster.
Now they have a window of opportunity because people are disappointed, people are unhappy. I think it sort of pushes that urge within them to be the one to lead things to a better tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Great celebration. Great.
Nowhere is the effort to return more remarkable than in California, where Jerry Brown is seeking to regain the office he first won literally half a lifetime ago. Why do you want to be governor?
You know, at first I like this work. Probably shouldn't admit that, but I do enjoy it. I like the politics. I like the government. And I find this almost a Rubik's Cube of complexity. And I just feel my entire life work, everything I've ever learned, everything I've ever done, has prepared me to take it on.
What counts is the right experience. Vote Jerry Brown for governor.
Is there a sense that it's the old fire horse hearing the bell?
Well, I wouldn't describe it as that way, but if you remember that movie about Patton when he talked about how he loved war, you know, that's kind of a shocking kind of statement. But he was a great general because he loved what he did.
It's easy to dismiss this as a midlife crisis, as a sports car, as a comb-over, as a young girlfriend, that sort of thing.
Dan Schnurr, who runs the Jess Unruh Institute of Politics at the University of Southern California, and who spent 20 years as a Republican operative there, says the motive is more than a longing to return to the center ring.
Even Michael Jordan came out of retirement. Brett Favre goes through this every single summer, and every shopkeeper who's ever retired walks past his or her old store wanting to go back inside and get back behind the cash register. So if you've served, no matter what the job, but particularly in the public eye, at the center of all that action, there's a natural temptation, particularly during difficult economic times, to say, they need me. I can come back, and I can help better than any of these young people can.
Thank you for coming.
Of course, not every ex wants that corner office again. Ray Davis was California's governor for 5 years before being recalled by the voters in 2003.
People have suggested a couple years ago that I wouldn't take it on a bet because clearly the public sector is going to have to do more with less, and that's a very tough prescription to fulfill.
Moreover, these ex-governors all have records.
Terry Branstad, a past we can't repeat.
targets of opportunity for their opponents, who use their pasts to argue that they are the wrong choice for the future.
Jerry Brown, a lifetime in politics, a legacy of failure.
Together, let's build a new California.
So, why the effort? Why the risk? Maybe it's the very challenge of running a state again in a time of scarcity. Or maybe it's simply in the blood.
I heard an interview with Dolly Parton one time. Her plane was stranded on the tarmac for 5 hours, and she eventually stood up, started singing, entertaining the crowd, and the interviewer said to her, "Don't you get sick of having to be on all the time?" And she said, "Hell, I wanted to be a star all my life. Now that I am one, I'm not going to bitch about it." And there's a little bit about that that's in any politician, and especially, I think, when times are hard.